Hello, it is 17th of August, and we're using the midpoint formula part 2, which is finding the endpoint. So remember, to use the midpoint formula, we have x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and we have to add the two y numbers together and divided by 2. That's the midpoint formula right there. Now then, to find the endpoint, what's the problem look like? Well, it's going to tell me that we know one endpoint and let's say that the end is let's see, 2, 5. And the midpoint, they're going to tell me the midpoint, and the midpoint is 4, -3. Now, let's look at the picture so we know exactly what we're talking about. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and so 2, 5. So the first point is 2, 5, and the middle is 4, -3. Okay, so 2, 5, over 2, up 5, about right there. Over 4, down 3, about right there. Okay. Now then, what they said is that this is the middle and this is the end. So if 4, 3 is the middle, then that means that this keeps going down this way until we have another end. And that's the one we don't know, right? So if we don't know that one, how can we find it? Well, there's two ways. We know what the middle is. So we could say x plus 2 divided by 2 equals 4, because that's the way we find the middle of the x's. And then y plus 5 divided by 2 equals -3. Right? So we could do it that way. We'd have to multiply, to get rid of this 2, we'd have to multiply by 2. Multiply by 2, and then this makes this guy be x plus 2 equals 8. Subtract the 2, x equals 6. And then here I multiply by 2, y plus 5 equals -6. Subtract the 5. I forgot to write my subtraction over there. Y equals -11. So if we did it right, this point is 6, -11. Let me show you how to check it. I'm going to draw a little right triangle, and we're going to go just like this and just like this. Now then, to check it, it has to go the same direction. What we're doing is we're finding the slope and the same distance on each one. So if I go from 2 to 4, right, this points at 4, this points at 2. So if I go over 2, 1, 2, that means I'm going over 2. And then I have to go down. See, this points at 5, and that points at 3, so I'm going down. I'm just adding these numbers together. Actually, I'm subtracting 5 minus 3, that's 8. I got to go down 8. Over 2, down 8. Now let's look. If I go over 2, if I start at 4, if I go over 2, I'm going to land at 6. Yay, that one works. And if I go down 8 from -3, if I go down 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, I end up at -11. So that one works. We know we did it right. Let's try what if we did it the other way. What if we went a different direction? Okay. So I'm going to give you another point, and we will go a different direction just to show you it works either way. So what if I started at 11, 3, 5, 7. Okay. What if I told you that this was the midpoint and this was the endpoint? Okay, so let's get that picture in here. So I'm going to have a huge old thing over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. Alright, so let's see what we got. The endpoint is 11, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 11, 3. And the midpoint is 5, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's right there. And remember, if this is the middle, the line goes off here somewhere, right? We don't know where. So we need to find that where. This is 5, 7. Now then, we can do the subtraction just like we did before. I know that this is the middle, so that means that's the answer to the x part. So 5 is the answer. And so that means x plus 11 divided by 2 has to equal 5. And then 7's the answer over here. So that means y plus 3 divided by 2 equals 7. So remember, what you're doing is you're putting the endpoint into the problem, and the midpoint goes here, right? The midpoint goes here, the endpoint goes inside. Okay, to solve this problem, we have to multiply by 2. So if I multiply by 2, I get 14 on this side. Y plus 3 equals 14. X plus 11 equals 10. Now I have to subtract 11. X equals -11. Subtract the 3. Y equals a -1. Did you see me subtract 10 minus 11 again? And then y equals 11. There we go. So let's plot that point. I think it's -1, 11. -1, 11. Now let's check it the way we checked the other one. So we do our little right triangle and another little right triangle. Remember, the distance has to be the same. So from 7 to 3, I'm looking at the y distance. How tall is it? From 7 to 3 is 4. And then from 5 to 11, that's 6. So I had to go up 4 over 6 to get to the middle. So if I go up 4 from 7, 7 plus 4 is 11. Yay, that's right. And then if I'm at 5 and I go over 6, I'm at -1. That's right. So the endpoint is -1, 11. That's it. You're ready to do homework on the 17th of August.